To continue our conversation, we have Malik Ado-Ibrahim, presidential candidate of the Young Progressive Party, YPP, to give us his own assessment of the conduct of the general elections. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing today, sir?
Not too bad, thank you. A new day for Nigeria, so yes, considering everything, it's a good morning.
Okay. Fantastic. So tell us your own assessment of the conduct of the general elections, which took place on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think as a Nigerian, I want to just say that congratulations to the winner. You know, elections are never perfect. Democracy is not perfect. I see that, you know, there's going to be a lot of rancor. But, you know, there are rules, and in a democracy, you have to go through these things. It's never perfect. The biggest democracy, or the one we all look up to, the United States, had the same problem on January 6th. We have to congratulate the winner. We have to come together as a country. And yes, it wasn't the way you dream it to be in an ideal world, but Nigeria must continue to exist. Nigerians must go back to life, and a better life than we had before. And I pray that the mandate that has been given to Bola Ahmed Tinubu is one that he will solemnly hold and hold it to reckon with the Almighty, because this is a time for him to turn around this country. I do like what he's saying about young people being involved in government. I hope he's true to that word. And just one word of caution, really, to an adversary and a winner. You know, there's going to always be a winner. There's also going to be a loser, and in this case, many losers. Is to try to bring this country together, to try to unite us, to try to put together as much as possible a government of unity. We're just afraid at the edges right now, and people are not happy and they want a better country. And I hope this is his moment in time, his legacy to improve Nigeria, to take us where we want a leader to take us. And I pray that he's inclusive, men, women, Christian, Muslim. I believe that this is his time to shine, and I pray that the Almighty gives him the strength to do that.
Okay.
Okay, you were one of the candidates in the elections, and just before, you know, the final results were announced, we saw some parties forming a unity, an alliance against the declaration of, you know, the final results. What was your take on, you know, how they comported themselves, the team with Dino Melaye, as well as the alliance between the PDP and the Labour Party, and just before calling for the resignation of the INEC chairperson?
So let me put my own personal take here. I think that the elections, however great we wanted them to be, they were not held in a dignified manner. I think it was flawed. But elections are never going to be perfect. You know, we live in an imperfect world. I think joining forces at the 11th hour is a little bit silly. If there's no saints here, we're all sinners. And what we're trying to do is run a country, not an ego. So for me, you lose, you know, do the right thing. If you want to go to courts, the Constitution is there, the Electoral Act is there. Follow the rules. Don't start new rules just because you lose. Sore losers are never a good thing. An alliance. Look, we started this journey on our own. We stayed on our own. We have ideals. We are young progressives. We have the ideals of the party. We did better than we did last time. We're certainly not sitting there thinking that, you know, we can win this thing. We want to move Nigeria forward with young people. And I believe that in the light of everything that has happened, it's a learning moment for everybody, PDP, LP, even YPP itself. You go back, you reorganize, and you go for victory the next time. There's no referee here that is going to change the rules halfway through the game. So the alliance was just sore losers. I think they need to come together, congratulate, go to court if they feel aggrieved. Personalities are now spoiling the game. You've got people insulting people and taking this into the mud. Nigeria is better than this, and we need to get out of this mud. And we need to work with the president-elect in finding the right kind of government that's going to take us out of this mess, and one that unites Nigeria. I'll always stick for my country, and I don't believe that this is about me. It's about the 200-odd million people that want a better tomorrow. And I just pray that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is going to, just do the right thing. Right now, there's a moment to make history. I pray that he does so and he brings the country together.
Okay.
Yeah, so your opinion is very gracious. I mean, not many opposition, especially very soon after an announcement, come across that way. So my question would be, what do you think would be the role of political parties like yours, when the new administration comes into power? What is the role you play as opposition? Because we complain a lot that we have these parties, we don't see them, we see you only every 4 years when the elections come. What are you supposed to be doing between now and the next election?
Well, the unfortunate part of Nigerian politics is winner takes all. It takes all the oxygen out of the room, you have to kind of reconfigure yourself. There's not much you can do between now and the election, the next election time. If you have ideals, and like we do, we're going to work on those ideals and build a different, a stronger YPP going forward. You can only be in opposition verbally. You cannot change the rules. The House of Assembly is there. I think some things have to change, though. I think we need to look at being a direct opposition to government, to talk to government directly. It needs to be inclusive, and where they step out of line, we're there to help them get back in line. I hope egos will not come and be bruised this time. We've seen a lot of things go wrong. I hope that the negativity or the critique of Mr. Tinubu going forward, he will take it positively and alter the style of government at the federal level. This is not about dominating, this is about being inclusive. He's reached the epitome of political office. He needs to bring people together and not separate them. Our job as a different political party is to build. We're not here to go into government or to throw the country into disrepute. We're there to build a better country, and an opposition should do that with dignity. This is a new Nigeria. I'm a young political entrant. I'm not here to throw a grenade in the room and close the door. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to hopefully bring my skill sets. I know what I'm good at. It's security and power. And where the government steps out the line in those areas where I can give advice, I will do that. But we're not going out of this. We're going to change the political environment for us as a party.
Okay, Malik.
And we're going to be in this.
Okay. So I believe the reason for assessment is to understand what worked and what could have worked better. So in your opinion, do you think INEC delivered on its promise, and what could they have done better?
Well, please, this is not my party's view, this is my view. For what we spent, I heard a few days ago that an event planner would have done a better job with security, with food, and even leave with goodie bags after voting. It was a poor job, a lot of money spent. The independent electoral commission of this country should be independent. One of the things we need to learn going forward is those structures that need to be independent are independent to give confidence to the Nigerian people, whether you're Muslim, Christian, from the north, south, or east. The CBN failed us completely. It's an independent structure. It overstepped its boundaries, and I hope that we will correct that. INEC did not do the right thing. Upload, we had 4 years to figure this thing out. We didn't even have satellite connectivity, which you could buy for the moment and deliver these votes in the right way without all this. I mean, sorry, it's nothing about the win. It's about the process, and the process is completely has to be restructured. It has to be independent. But when the leader picks the independent electoral body and the personality there, it's hardly going to be independent. So we as a country need to think of a better way. And we cannot control the electoral strings and the purse strings of this country from the villa. We have to look at other ways to do this so that we can give confidence to Nigerians that we are being heard and we're not being played with. Please, here's my plea in all this to all political parties. If you want a third rail, reduce the numbers of political parties. Those votes were all bifurcated. We weren't able to come together. If you want a different kind of governance, put different people in there because we're more the same. Cross-partying, it has demolished the political atmosphere in the country. Yeah. We're not bringing in new blood. And I think that the independence of our electoral body has to be something that shines through. We need to bring security back. We need to fix power. We need to get our educational process in order. We need to figure out what healthy Nigerians must be like. These are the things to fix now. Fighting, arguing, those are things for the court. But we must remain Nigerian through all this. And I just plead with all my political adversaries or those that were in this race that there's a time to fight and there's a time to admit defeat. You're not going to change the rules now. It's impossible. So I congratulate Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC. I just pray that they do not gloat, that they do not have punitive measures, that they realize that they've got continuity and that hopefully they will continue the good things. They will revisit the bad things that have happened, and we've seen them. We can all attest to those things, and bring new energy, new life, new life into Nigeria by not taking the people as usual. Too many insults, too many negative things that were done this time. And I think that if we take the Mandela mindset, let's face it, the man was a terrorist, was caught and became a folk hero. And he lives in everybody's mind as the example of a freedom fighter. In today's world, he'd be a terrorist. Let's understand that if you are victimized, if people have come after you in the wrong way, you've lived a lot longer than you're going to live. Make a difference in Nigeria today. Bring along the next generation of leadership so that they feel that this country also belongs to them. Bring women back into the fold. Let them see what can be done. You have a wife that's been a senator. Let her be a role model to other people. She shouldn't be in the villa as a housewife. She should be in Nigeria as a role model and to encourage women to come into politics. They're just as important. As I've always said, they're 50% of the population and they gave birth to the other 50%. So
Mr.
they
Malik,
should be 50% representative.
A final question for you before we go.
I believe that young people...
Just a final question, yes. A final question before we go. You ready?
Okay. So I would like you to, advise young people, because we saw a 27-year-old become a federal reps member from Kebbi State in these elections. And you being from the Young People's Progressive Party, what would you advise young people going forward to, to look towards?
Well, we saw what the Labour Party did, and congratulations to them for putting up a good fight. Young people can be heard and seen. The way to be politically involved, or the way to get a better country, is to be politically involved. Do not shy away from it. If you leave a void, the wrong people will come into politics. We don't want them learning from the mistakes of the elderly, let me put it that way. We need new blood. So if you want a better country, get involved in politics. Know where you want. Look for idealism and mentoring. Don't just think that politics is there to make money or to drive around with a siren vehicle. Have policies, have vision, and then make that vision count for your country. We have one Nigeria. I love this country, and I'm sure a lot of us do, but that flag, that name must stand for something, and this is the time to do it. We have a generational change coming. This generation that has just won will not be there the next time if we do the right thing. Young people can come and take this thing back at the ballot box. I hope that Mr. Tinubu will do the right thing and encourage young people to get involved in politics and to show and lead by example by including them, whether it's in his party, from other parties. We need an inclusive Nigeria. So again, congratulations to APC and to Mr. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Once sworn in, he is my president. I'm there to, is our president. We're there to show a better country and stop criticizing out there. Let's be critical and ask for a better country by putting their feet to fire at the House of Assembly, at the Senate, at the judiciary, and at home. We need a better country. We can only do it ourselves. Nobody's going to come do it for us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Malik, for being on the show this morning to share your thoughts with us. We really appreciate you.